Hi, this is Kenston Powell with Damascus Insurance, and today I want to show you some pictures from a fire that we had at my church a few weeks ago, and to talk to you about how some simple risk management saved our building from having some extensive damage done to it. You're now looking at the electrical box from the fire, and you're also looking at 90% of the damage to our building from the fire. The fire started and stopped in this room. This little room was built for one primary purpose. That was to house the heater for our baptistry. Now, to some people this looks good, but to others it looks like a lot of wasted space. I've been into some churches, in fact most churches, that would have had this space crammed tight with clothes or food or paper supplies or Christmas ornaments. You name it, it would be in this room. And here's a picture of one of those churches. As you can see, they've hung some ties, their usher's ties, in front of the circuit breaker box, and they've got some other combustible material right below the circuit box. Okay, here are a couple of pictures from another church. Very clean and very tidy room, but they have combustible material just a few inches from the electrical boxes. Now, I'm not picking on these churches. These churches actually represent the norm when it comes to most of the churches that are out there. There is a limited amount of storage space, and so they use these rooms to put stuff in, and not realizing that it is causing a potential for a fire. Had our fire happened in this room, then I think the extent of the damage from that fire would have been very different. The electrical arcing would have reached the ties or the other combustible material, and the next thing you know, we would have had a very hot fire in this room and a fire getting ready to spread to other parts of the church. For my church, that didn't happen. It was fortunate that the box was mounted to a metal stud, but it was also fortunate that there was nothing near the box that could easily burn. Our church was blessed. This was a non-event, but it was really the actions of our custodial staff that saved us. There were no rugs here. There were no boxes or baskets. The fire, never got hot enough to spread. It didn't get hot enough to set off the fire alarms, the smoke alarms, or the sprinkler system. I know it's hard not to use these rooms for storage. It takes a lot of discipline and maybe some courage if you're starting to talk about throwing Aunt Mary's homemade Christmas wreaths out, but the effort will really pay off. We want to hear about your church because of the lives you're bringing to Jesus. We really don't want to hear about you because you're having to rebuild a building. This is the lesson that we can take from all this. Effective risk management does not have to cost a lot of money. Fire alarm systems, sprinkler systems, those are great. Insurance companies love them. They eat them up. But this is really not about your insurance company right now. This is about whether or not you're going to be making a Monday morning phone call to an electrician, or whether or not you're going to be calling for a Sunday morning vigil near the smoldering remains of your sanctuary. Many times it's simple, diligent housekeeping that's going to make the difference. Thank you. This has been Kenston Powell with Damascus Insurance.